welcome to Zanis News. I'm your presenter, Mangala Kapandula. Let's take you through the headlines. ZNS gives land for construction of a school worth 6 million kwacha. Government issues ultimatum to Chipangali Council on abandoned works at Kamazila Primary School. Plus, government injects 1.9 million kwacha towards sanitary facilities in Pulungu. Zanis News in detail. Zambia National Service ZNS Commander Maliti Solochi has given a 2-acre piece of land at the ZNS Makeni residential area to Kanyama constituency for the construction and setting up of a school at the cost of 6 million kwacha.
100 groups and organizations are the recent recipients of the 2023 Constituency Development Fund grants in Kanyama constituency. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, who handed over the dummy check worth 2.1 million kwacha to the recipients through a representative, Lusaka District Education Board Secretary Iyad Miova, said national development is government's main agenda in the country.
To those that are receiving the money today, it is not compensation for voting the UPND government. It is empowerment, that you use this money to empower yourselves and help the government to develop. The UPND government, under the leadership of His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, is concerned with the development of the entire country.
In line with this development, Zambia National Service Commander Lieutenant General Maliti Solochi has availed 2 hectares of land at the Zambia National Service in Makeni residential area to Kanyama constituency for the construction of a combined school worth 6 million kwacha.
Actually, he has instructed his civic leaders, the councillors, to make up to 6 million available so that construction of the combined school that will run from early childhood up to as far as secondary, including the life-sustaining skills.
And Kanyama Member of Parliament Monty Jinkuli has challenged the ward's development committees and the Constituency Development Fund Committee in his constituency to be proactive in the identification of developmental projects.
Oh my Ambassador, can you think what structure you're going to put here? How are you going to empower yourselves economically? Then you want the MP to come and tell you, say, I'm just one person. So it's yourselves who are supposed to carry all these tasks.
Meanwhile, Africa Core Organization is calling on differently abled people to take part in the economic empowerment. Mijela Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Plan International Zambia has handed over an information communication technology ICT laboratory to Vubi Primary School in Eastern Province worth 605,000 kwacha. The organization has also donated 12 computers and 40 tablets. Speaking at the handover ceremony, Eastern Province Education Officer Brenly Malambo says the shortage of computers in schools was still a challenge and called for a public-private partnership, PPP, to solve the problem. Davison Sakala has more in the following report.
Living in the world of technology without computer knowledge is a challenge.
The shortage of computers has been cited as a major reason contributing to difficulties in teaching ICT in rural schools. In Vubi district of Eastern Province, access to computers by learners is still a challenge as many learning institutions lack computer laboratories to facilitate effective learning. But the situation has now changed at Vubi Primary School as Plan International has put up a modern computer laboratory with all the equipment.
These challenges largely included the shortage of computers in the district, lack of teaching and learning materials, lack of furniture, and lack of computer laboratories. It is against this background that the ICT lab was constructed by Plan International at the cost of 1.1 million at this school. which is Vubu Primary School.
Government has appreciated the partnership with Plan International.
This is commendable on the part of Plan International. And may I ask all of you here to join me in clapping for International Zambia for what they are doing and what they are still to do. A big hand to them.
Plan International.
This is going to help expose our learners to have that interaction with the computers. As you are aware, the revised curriculum that is being implemented has got a component of ICT. So this interaction and continuous assessment that the ministry is implementing can only be attainable with such facilities. We extend this call to Plan and all the key government stakeholders that let this not be the end. We want to see such infrastructure replicated in all the schools in the district.
And the people of Vubwi who spoke through Chief Pemba Moyo want other organizations to emulate the gesture by Plan International.
Pitizanibe matsoti kulonjezane kuti kanizo mutipatsa sirizapita pachambe.
In addition to government efforts through CDF of procuring 80 computers, Plan International has furthered the digitalization of this rural district. Davison Sakala, reporting for Zanis in Vubwi District.
Eastern Province Permanent Secretary Paul Tole has issued a 3-week ultimatum to Chipangali Town Council to ensure that the contractor who abandoned works at Kamazila Primary School is recalled. The contractor, Jovic General Dealers, who is constructing a 1x3 classroom block, allegedly abandoned the works after being paid an initial amount of 140,000 kwacha out of 218,000 under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. More in the following report by Jebel Zulu.
This is Kamazila Primary School in Chipangali district of Eastern Province that has been grappling with shortage of classroom accommodation for its learners, as some of them had to be accommodated in this glass-thatched structure.
And I'm very happy to be here and to see such a beautiful and metamorphic structure we are seeing here. It was just a rumor when we actually heard that there is the mighty CDF. But this time around, it's no longer a rumor. It's a thing that we have seen. So I'm very happy also for the president that he has increased the amount of CDF. And the impact, actually, it is positive to our people.
But thanks to the Constituency Development Fund, a new 1x3 classroom block is being constructed here, though not yet complete due to a strange situation that has been brought to the attention of visiting Eastern Province Permanent Secretary Paul Tore.
And the project has been standing like this and completed the remaining there.
So I want to confirm that but these figures
So what can we read from the figures?
From where we are, as far as this contract is concerned, we have paid what the contract has done. What is the adjustment potential?
But Mr. Tole wants the contractor quickly brought back to site.
The children are sitting barely on the ground, on the floor. The contractors abandoned the program. There are only two options. Either the contract is cancelled if the contractor does not come forward to complete the program or the project.
Meanwhile, the Permanent Secretary has also learned that Chipangali Town Council has only procured 1,300 school desks out of the targeted 19,113 under the 2022 CDF allocation, far below the expected number.
But if I could express it in percentage form, Chipangali is far behind most of the constituencies. You are at less than 5% delivery, and you were already in the second quarter. If my memory serves me right, 5% is not a quarter of 100. Right? As we enter the second quarter, you should have been at 25%, above that.
Juba Zulu, Zanis, Chipangali District, Eastern Province.
In other news, Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu has handed over a check worth 2.3 million kwacha to 60 beneficiaries of the 2022 Constituency Development Fund CDF in Kabwata constituency in Lusaka. Join Michelle Omwemba with the details.
Government has continued to bring economic empowerment closer to the people of Kabwata constituency in Lusaka district, with the latest being 60 beneficiaries of the Constituency Development Fund 2022 loan component allocation amounting to 2.3 million kwacha. Gracing the handover ceremony of the dummy check to the beneficiaries, Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, who was represented by Lusaka District Administrative Officer Oneo Gia, thanked President Hakainde Hichilema for yet another milestone achieved in the constituency.
I'm well aware that various CDF works are going on in your constituency. To mention just a few: the ablution block at Chilenje Level 1, the rehabilitation of Livara Market, the Mother's Shelter at Michael Chilufya Rockfield Clinic, construction of a 1x3 classroom block at Kamara Primary, ball fence at Relight Primary School, water recreation and West Bay, and the boreholes being drilled in the Livara and Kawata wards.
Kabwata Constituency Development Fund Chairperson has outlined some of the achievements in the constituency.
We have sponsored 106 students. For the grants this year, we have about 74 which are being sent for final approval. So you can see what your government is doing.
Kabwata Constituency Member of Parliament Andrew Tayenga has expressed concern with the low numbers of local contractors engaged by the local authority in the CDF projects.
We only have about 3 out of the 16 contractors. 3 are from Kabwata, but the rest we don't understand where they're coming from. Does it mean that you people from Lusaka City Council, have got the power to override the directive that the President has given? Going forward, all the projects for 2023, all the projects, and I mean it, all the projects for 2023, I want to see companies that are based within Kabwata constituency.
One of the benefiting organizations, Rising Above Disability, has thanked government for the introduction of the CDF loan component under the Constituency Development Fund.
So we'll be doing peanut butter production, as well as depending on how we are going to make the funds, we intend to get into poultry business and other projects that we also plan, like getting into cooking oil production and so on and so forth.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
In Luapula Province, government says the development of road infrastructure in the province is a gateway that will help woo investors in the region and open international trade with East Africa. It is against this backdrop that farmers are being called upon to add value to their products in order to compete favorably on the international market. Here is the rest of the story. Government says the investment in road infrastructure development in Luapula Province will stir economic growth and a pathway to international trade between Zambia and East Africa. Provincial Agriculture Coordinator Godwin Chate says the road infrastructure is critical for investor participation and trade linkages for international trade. Mr. Chatwe says the province has performed well in the last farming season and encouraged farmers to add value to their produce in order to compete favorably.
Of constant rainfall. So as a province, it would be a gateway to East Africa in terms of connectivity once the road is done and the bridge is done over the Luapula River. So we want to invite as many investors as possible to come and invest in the province and help the province to develop.
And Kawambwa District Commissioner says government is committed to improving the road infrastructure in the district and has set aside funds to work on the roads, which include the Luwena farm block.
We had an activity to kickstart the installation of electricity system. So meaning Nava Barati soon, I think in 2 months' time, they will have electricity provided to them, because they have been complaining to say they cannot start their production activities when there is no electricity. And
Senior Chief Mushota of Kawambwa District has also echoed the need to have a good road network, especially around the Luwena farm block, in order to encourage investors. Zanis News, Mwangalaka Pandula reporting in Kawambwa District, Luapula Province. We now move to Northern Province, where the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has released 1.9 million kwacha towards the construction and rehabilitation of sanitation facilities in Pulungu District. Christine Miselu gives us more in this report.
It is a well-known fact that sanitary facilities are an important aspect of everyday life. In Mpulungu, the local authority has embarked on the construction and rehabilitation of public toilets. Council Chairperson Delcy Chilengwe, who conducted a check on sites, is impressed with the works done so far.
We have a serious challenge in terms of sanitation, and because of that we decided to request for funding, and the government responded very well by giving us the 1.9 million. Under human and social development, we decided under that to consider improving water supply and sanitation. So on that, I think we have visited 7 projects that we are going through. We can say the works are quite impressive.
Some contractors have finished the works and are waiting to hand over the facilities.
We are working with the council who've been there for us, and we are so grateful to them because they've been so supportive. Every time we call upon them to come and inspect, they've been coming. When it comes to funding, I can assure you, they've been excellent. We have reached this far because the council have been there to support us financially.
Residents are happy with the provision of proper toilets in the public places.
Kulingana nefintu nomuntu ulionse elyo aisasa ngalasasa nokwa juteko na bwango kumfwa kubantu pafyo balelanga.
Christine Mselu reporting for Zanis in Mpulungu.
We move to the Copperbelt Province. A combined team of officers from the Victim Support Unit and Social Welfare Department in Mpongo District have apprehended 3 suspects involved in a child marriage incident. And District Social Welfare Officer Kasapo Walia has urged parents not to negotiate any deferment cases that may occur as they have serious trauma and injury on the victim. Here is a report.
A combined team of officers from the Victim Support Unit and Social Welfare Department apprehended suspects involved in an early marriage incident that occurred in Mpongwe's Monkompo area. A 15-year-old girl was defiled and later forced into an early marriage by her family. The officers were led to the village following a tip-off from the girl's mother. Kasapo Walia is a district social welfare officer.
The schoolgirl was impregnated and was allegedly given off for marriage. So as an officer, upon receiving the tip-off, we informed our colleagues and as a police victim support unit, and we went to retrieve the girl from that homestead, and right now the suspect is at police, has been detained in the cells. Then the girl is undergoing a medical examination. Defilement is a very serious offense, and young girls go through a lot of trauma. So parents should not negotiate. When it happens, they should report either to police or they report to social welfare.
A docket of arrest has since been opened and the suspects will appear in court soon. Noah Kangali for Zanis in Mpongwe.
We now join Miriam Kumwenda, who reports from Muchinga Province that Nakonde Central Ward Councillor Muemba Mugala says the hospitality industry has the potential to grow if well harnessed and supported through various empowerment programs. Mr. Mugala, who is also in the hospitality business, says amid the many challenges, which include competition from the neighboring Tanzania, the industry still has a great potential to boost the economic landscape of the province and Nakonde in particular. He was speaking during a meeting organized by the Muchinga Investment Forum and Expo Hospitality Subcommittee in readiness for the exposition in October this year.
They are part of the hospitality industry in Nakonde district in Muchinga province who have been engaged to up their game ahead of the Muchinga Expo. Muchinga Investment Forum and Expo Hospitality Subcommittee is currently on the ground to interact with various stakeholders in the hospitality industry in the district to begin preparing for the Expo.
I'm sure all of us, we have already started making strategies on how we are going to benefit from this Expo that is coming. I can't see any business person here who is not preparing to benefit from the Expo that is coming. It's an opportunity that each one of us should not remain behind.
So we would want Nakonde to do the best. We know this is where money is.
Nakonde Central Ward Councillor Muemba Mungala highlighted some of the challenges in the hospitality industry in the district.
The information gap is still there, and I think even after this presentation, maybe the chamber that is local should continue to feed our people with information.
Other stakeholders also added their voice.
Apart from the issue of lodges and the like, I think even other sectors, let them be brought on board, coordinated by the chamber, to see that everyone is aware and ready to receive the guests that will come. So,
Nakonde Chamber of Commerce President Thomas Potter had an appeal.
Capacity building in our people. Then we also need, there's a lot of information concerning empowerments, not only from CEEC. We may have other line ministries that may want to empower these people. Please come close to the ground so that we move at one pace, not only because there is an expo. We need you even without an expo.
Miriam Kumwenda reporting for Zanis in Nakonde district, Muchinga province.
We end the news, a recap of the headlines. ZNS gives land for construction of a school worth 6 million kwacha. Government issues ultimatum to Chipangali Council on abandoned works at Kamazila Primary School. Plus, government injects 1.9 million kwacha towards sanitary facilities in Mpulungu. That's all we had for you on behalf of the production team. This has been Mwangala Kapandola.